Okay, today I'm going to look at little case record players. I say that because they come under many different names. Many of you would have heard of Crosley or Steepletone. And I've been commented on by a few people that I really slated these things. And I actually came by one very cheap at £22. And this is it basically, and that £22 included delivery. It was marked as used, but I think it was a returned item because it was in the original packing and looked like it had never been used. So this is what it looks like. It's a neat little case. It's actually very small, as you can see by my hand, and it's very lightweight indeed, and the sort of thing you can carry from place to place and play your records on. And if you look at the back, you've got a line output there which you can connect it to a stereo, and I've actually done that, and was actually surprised at how reasonable the sound was. Considering this thing is extremely cheap, and I've paid the same amount of money for a stylus for my hi-fi turntable. And also on the back we have a power input. There's a little mains adapter that comes with it to connect into there. So let's have a look at what it's like inside. The lid just lifts up, and unlike some of them, the lid lifts back that far and it doesn't go any further, and the lid doesn't come off as it does with some of them. And you can play 12-inch records with it like it is now, without having to worry about the lid getting in the way. So that's basically that. As you can see, it's called Pro Sound, which is the Maplin's hallmark, I think. Basically, it's got the same type of turntable as the Crosley type record players, and you've got two small built-in speakers there, which give it a passable sound quality. Now, what it comes with the power adapter and a small lead, which is 3.5mm jack each end, which you can connect your MP3 player or phone or whatever through that into a socket marked line in down here. We've also got headphone output, which I have used, and it does give reasonable quality over headphones, again considering how amazingly cheap this thing is. It has the stylus guard here, comes off, and the cartridge is a very standard generic one. They all seem to have the same type of cartridge. There is a slight difference. This one is better than some in that the actual stylus point itself is mounted on a metal shaft rather than a plastic one. And I find that you can buy two sorts of replacement stylus, and some of the metal shaft and some of the plastic one. And so it's marginally better that it has the metal one. You have two slide switches, which I don't think you can see very well with this video, but there's a slide switch just here and a slide switch here. And this first one disconnects the automatic power on, so the turntable stays on and turning all the time the unit's switched on. That's in case you've got a record that finishes too near the middle and it shuts off before it reaches the end. The other switch gives you 3 speeds, which is 78, 45 and 33. So it does play 78s, but you can't fit a 78 stylus on it, which I think is a shame, because it would be much better if you could actually play the 78s with the correct stylus. You also get 45 RPM adapter, in case you have records, as I do, which I've used in my jukebox with the middles taken out. So that's basically the outside of the unit. And to have a look inside and see what it's like, I'll just have to put this down for a second. Okay, and the inside of the unit is not too bad. I mean, there's hot glue and stuff around, which you expect really on something this cheap. But there's quite a reasonable amplifier board there. There's two integrated circuits, like a preamp one and a power output. There's also a second integrated circuit, which is the speed control for the motor, because it's all electronic speed control. So this a belt drive motor drives the turntable for a belt, and you actually vary the speed of the motor itself with the electronic control unit there. Again, it's the basic same record deck as you get in all of these. In this one, unlike the Crosley type, the speakers have got better magnets at the back. I don't know if you can see that, but they've got quite nice chunky magnets at the back, so they're slightly better quality speakers than you get in the ordinary Crosley thing, which are just like a metal pressing. And you can see the hot glue again used there, but say it's very straightforward, and it works okay. It's not too bad for what it is. So I'll just put that back. Now basically we can connect the power unit into the back, and I have to play a very, very old record because I want it pre-copyright, so it has to be more than 75 years old. So apologies for the fact that it's an extremely old record and it's not being played with the right stylus, but that's the best I can do. And to avoid copyright, this is an old record by Carson Robinson and his Pioneers. It's called An Old Cow Hand. So I switch the speed to 78, turn it on, and as soon as I move this across it should start, which it does. I'm an old cow hand, as you can hear, there's a lot of 78 noise because it's not really the right stylus, and I don't want to play too much of the record because of the damage it will do to the stylus. And so we've got a lift mechanism there which lifts this up, and then when this pickup gets towards the end of the record, it will eventually stop as it touches the micro switch inside. And as I say, the other switch will disable that. So that's basically it. But I mean, say the sound quality was better than I would have expected from something that cheap, considering that my direct drive turntable over here, which is again, it's a vintage thing, but just the stylus alone for that costs £22, the same as the whole record player costs. So from that point of view, I really think I can't complain too much about these. So apologies to anyone who's got one and they absolutely love it. They are what they are. They are basically a very cheap unit, and it does work. And how long it would work for, I really don't know. Apparently you can replace the drive belts if they go, and certainly the cartridges and styluses can be replaced. So I would say yes, if it's not perhaps fair to state something if it's that cheap. I really wouldn't want to pay more than about £40 for one of these. If you see one on the market for more than that, I think it's really overpriced. But this one is quite reasonable, and it's okay for playing. I wouldn't play my favourite records on it, but it's okay for playing ordinary old 45s or old 78s, if you don't mind the fact it's got the wrong stylus. So anyway, that's it. That's my assessment of a Case record player. Thanks for watching.